They beat Middlesbrough 1-0 at the Riverside. Willey is with us now. Paul, you just heard the comments from the Birmingham fan, Paul, there, that he thinks you could be that third team to go down. How did you feel this evening?
Well, I'm delighted. I mean, it's been an absolutely excellent result for us up there. There's definite possibility that we could be one of those three that go down. I've watched us a lot this season, and we're good in parts, we're bad in parts. I completely agree with the guys' comments there about our strike force. Kitson, Doyle, they play often too much with their backs to goal, and it's tricky for us. We're not scoring goals, and we're letting them in. And if you do that, you're not going to stay in the Premiership. But today's win's a great one. It's come off the back of 7 defeats, and it's something for us to build on. So absolutely delighted, and hopefully it'll be a springboard for us to go on and stay clear.
Reasonable time to play them, mate, wasn't it? I mean, they are a side that can be beaten. There's no doubt about that. I know they've had some decent performances and decent results, Middlesbrough, but it's one of them that you'd have looked up and gone, well, if we don't get something from this game, we could be in big trouble.
Well, there's a few like that, Steve. There's a few of those coming up. We've still got to play Fulham. We've still got to play Derby, last game of the season. We've still got to play the Brummies.
It's in your hands.
It's absolutely in our hands, and at the end of the day, that's all we can ask for. My disappointment with Reading this season has been what we did, or rather didn't do in the January transfer window. I'd like to see us bring in a few more quality players. But Steve Coppell, outstanding manager, and the way that he's run that club, from top to bottom, he's kept the faith with the lads that got us up, and I think that'll prove I think that'll reap benefits already.
Paul, Coppell does seem to be one of the untouchable managers in the Premier League, though, doesn't he? He doesn't seem to ever be one of the managers whose face or name is in the headlines when it comes to. I mean, they're looking at relegation trouble right now. If they were to get relegated, do you think then there would be talk of him maybe having to leave?
No, absolutely not. I mean, the thing is with Steve Coppell is he has been so consistent.
Yeah.
He's almost monotone to the level of being boring sometimes. But if he keeps us up, I don't mind him being boring. He's a cracking manager. These days it's ridiculous. If you lose 4, 5, 6 on the bounce and you're down the bottom, people want the manager's head on the block, and I just think that's ridiculous. Coppell, superb. He'll stay with the single. I'm sure we'll do well with him.
He's been managing for an awful long time. He's had a bad 6 months, Paul. That's it. I mean, it's not a bad record. Very quickly, mate, what's been the difference last year, this year? Steve Sidwell, that much of a miss?
Tricky one. Sidwell, I didn't think we'd miss Steve Sidwell as much as we have. But with him not being there, there's definitely been a gap. Yeah. It's been difficult for us to keep a consistency throughout the team with injuries and with players going away. Yeah. We're not the biggest of squads. We've missed Steve Sidwell. I wanted him back on loan, but that never came through. But we've missed him. And as I say, our big problem has been we've let in a lot of goals and we haven't scored many, and that's the big difference from last year.
I've got to stop you there. We've got to get some other fans tonight. But listen, thank you very much for your comments this evening, and good to hear you about the manager as well.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
It's good.
Well done today, mate.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Paul. Now.